I lived in Canada before, and now I live in Belarus. I'm Belarusian, so I can tell a foreign man about our culture and our country, and how it is to live there, and maybe give some insights on the relationship, and maybe some people would like to come to Belarus to find their love after. Maybe not.
Diana, this is perfect. Exactly what we want to hear. Can I start off with a very simple question? Do you have a boyfriend at the moment or husband at the moment?
No.
No. Okay. If you think back to your last either boyfriend or husband, how did you guys meet?
We met online.
Okay, so
about 10 years ago, it was very uncommon to meet online, and a lot of people met in their friends circles or at work, at school, very often at school. I mean, in college, at university, whatever. But now more and more people meet online, and now it's very common. Most people say, yeah, we met online.
Okay, so what was the process like? You made an online profile, you had some matches, you had some conversations. What were you looking for? Explain the process from your point of view, please.
Oh, yeah, you create a profile, and then you say hi to each other, you get to know each other. Sometimes girls, they say that hi is boring, and guys need to think of some cool phrase to impress a girl. Hi is not enough, but I'm not the kind of girl, but I know some girls are like that. So yeah, just ask about each other, you chat for a while. For, let's say, for some girls it's a couple of months, for other girls it's maybe one day, and then you meet.
Couple of months, my goodness. So you said you know some girls who expect some fancy phrases and some serious guys.
Yeah, girls like that.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, I assume that's because they have so many choices, so many guys. Hello, how are you? Where are you from?
Yeah.
Blah, blah. So how do you differentiate? If you're getting a lot of matches and a lot of people talking to you, how do you narrow down the field? Like, what are you looking for?
Well, I first look at the picture. If it's a website like Tinder, for example, then picture.
So just picture, yeah.
Yeah, picture. And then you start talking to the person if you like the picture, and it depends on what he says about himself.
Okay, interesting. And what's a reasonable time? Because guys, like Western guys, are like, just hurry up and meet. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the general attitude. What do you think's a reasonable time frame to chat on average? Yeah.
Oh, it depends. Maybe a week, 2 weeks.
Week, 2
but
weeks.
It depends. Yeah, there are girls who chat for a couple of months. I know the girls, and there are girls who meet on the day. They chat for a while and they meet, but usually, I think it's around a week or two.
Okay, so what's a typical first date? I mean, what's your expectations of a first date? Like, what do you do? How long is it? Like, what's kind of generally acceptable in your opinion?
I'd like to go to some cafe and have a drink and just chat without buying anything expensive. Just rather to chat inside some cozy place. And it depends. The length depends. It can be, let's say, 40 minutes. It may be 20 minutes. It depends, but I think around 40 minutes probably, and inside of some place, and you can just have a drink. I think that's enough.
That's enough. So 40 minutes. That sounds short to me, but I guess that's. I mean, you kind of know, don't you? Like when you meet somebody, like you probably have a good idea after 40 minutes. Like your mind won't change maybe after an hour and a half necessarily.
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes an hour is good. Hour and a half is good.
how do you know that you're in a relationship? So you were dating a guy from online, and after the fifth date, you said, "I want you to be my girlfriend," or you just started staying over, and then you just kind of knew without saying anything, or how did that work?
I personally think it's better without saying. Yeah, you just know that you're dating after a while. You just you meet often. You probably have some plans for each other, maybe to date for another while, and then you discuss, for example, living together or something like that, and you know it's getting serious.
Hmm.
Yeah, because guys I think I met with, they didn't tell me you're my girlfriend. I don't remember it, but it depends again.
Yeah,
I think it's better not to talk about it.
yeah, okay. I mean, that's how it works in the West, definitely. Um, it's just kind of assumed at some stage. So you mentioned about living together. Now, I've seen some interesting situations in Belarus with local girls and foreign men, and I've seen them sometimes move in really, really quickly. Like they just start staying over once, twice a week, and then before you know it, she lives there after a month or something. Is this kind of normal-ish or fairly common, do you think, in Belarus, or not so much?
To move in very quickly. For some girls, it's very normal. There was a story on the internet about maybe 6 years ago. So the girl moved in very quickly on about the second day with a guy, and the guy, I forgot what he did, but somehow he was a scammer, and he somehow kind of took her money off. And then she was asked, "How could you move? Like on the second day you met a guy?" And she said, "Well, it's a Russian expression. You tell me how it's in English, but kind of who stands first? That's that person's shoes. Kind of like if you're the first, then he'll be yours." Yeah, there are crazy girls like that.
I get you. All right. So you get in there quickly and then you can get him.
So, what did you say? Sorry.
Yeah, no, I just deciphering what you meant. My
Uh,
understanding of what you said was that if you get in there first, then you can get the guy.
yeah, yeah, that's what I meant.
So, what attracts you to a man? What are you looking for? What are you feeling for? What do you want?
Oh, I'd like to find a man for a lasting relationship, and that we're going to be together for the rest of our lives. But men are scared, obviously. Um, yeah, but I'd like to enjoy each other in a relationship for joy, not because there are some because we're happy together. Uh, I want a certain level of comfort, a certain level of happiness.
And
Yeah.
what are the traits of a man that will give that to you? So, what are you looking for in the man to give you that relationship? Like, what you want? A funny guy, a rich guy, a handsome guy, funny guy, serious guy.
Yeah, I think mostly serious guy, but sometimes funny, of course, not just always serious. And I personally like when a guy is good in conversations, because sometimes I was in situations where I said nothing and the guy said nothing, and it felt some discomfort. So I'd like him to be a good communicator, but it's not the most important thing. Yeah, I'd like to treat me well in time,
Okay.
to love me.
So I'll just give you a couple of options here. Tell me which guy you would prefer. Would you rather a guy who's really handsome, like really like whoa handsome, but has the lowest paying job, maybe doesn't have a job, will never make much money, or would you rather a guy who's really unattractive, like you wouldn't ever look at him, but has a lot of money? Maybe you don't want either, but which one is a better option, do you think, out of those two?
None of these options, actually. I'd prefer both, because if a girl has a choice, she chooses both. But for me, look isn't very important. I care more about the soul, and so also I care more about as I said, he sets some goals. He's a serious guy, so I'm a bit more into this category. But for me, look is important. For me, both are important because I have choice. Why should I? Yeah, why should I stick to just one thing? But I'm not looking specifically for a rich man. No, not the type of girl.
Okay. So you want it all, Diana. That's what I'm hearing. You want it all. You want
Yeah,
the right everything.
yeah.
Good.
Well, but I'm not looking for Mr. Perfect. No, I kind of want it all, but I'm not too critical about the look. Just the guy is good looking to me. I mean, he's attractive to me, and it's enough for me. And I'm not looking for a rich man either.
Yeah, I understand. So thinking about your age, how many years younger would you date? Would you date a man younger than you, maybe 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? What would be the lower limit on a man's age that you would want to date?
Maybe 5 years younger.
What do men want in a woman?
It depends on the man, on his goals. Yeah, so it really depends on the man. You know it yourself. If you mean in a relationship, it also depends on the man again. It's difficult to say. Some, of course, I think intimate relationship, and it's important in relationship stability. You can grow together as partners, and he has a certain level of comfort that the girl can give. I think it's usually something like this, and your friends at the same time in a
Okay.
relationship.
Um, if you could travel back in time, let's say 10 years, and you could give yourself some wisdom that you've accumulated in the last 10 years, and you give yourself some advice based on that wisdom and experience, what would you tell yourself, the younger version of you? What would you say?
About men, you mean?
Yeah,
About
about men and dating.
about 10 years ago, I didn't really date because I was studying a lot at university, and for some reason, I was the kind of girl who said relationship isn't that important. I care about my degree, and yeah, so I don't know. I was very inexperienced, truly. I didn't think about guys back then.
So would you have even gone back and told yourself to care, or you think you did the right thing?
I think I would tell myself to care
Mm. Why do you say that?
because at some point after graduation, I had a feeling that I was pressed to find someone um, quickly. Kind of, I had a feeling from society.
Okay, so when you finished studying, you felt some pressure to find a
I felt
husband.
pressure to find a husband, yeah, from older people.
Okay, I understand. And you ignored that, or you tried to date a little bit, or what happened?
I kind of listened to those people. Um, I tried to ignore it, but ignore. There is a lot of pressure.
Okay. And did you get married? I'm not sure what your background is. Have you been married or no?
Yeah, I was married.
All right. Um, let's change the topic a little bit. Tell me about the three most important applications on your phone.
That's Instagram, Telegram, and YouTube.
Instagram, Telegram, YouTube. All right, pretty standard ones. For living in Belarus. So, guys, look, we talk and we talk about girls and their habits, and we see them with Instagram, especially in Belarus. It's a big thing in Belarus, taking the right photos and this kind of business. And this interests us. We're like, okay, we can maybe work out some things about a girl based on her Instagram and her Instagram behavior, this kind of stuff. So, if I was to say to you, I would give you, say, $1,000 US to delete your Instagram forever and not start a new one. Would you accept that offer?
It's difficult. I like more money.
More money. All
Yeah,
right. Let's make it a fiver. 5,000 US.
5,000 on the Instagram. Yeah, I guess I'd go for it. Why
It's
not?
worth.
There are other applications. I can still be on YouTube. I can still be if I'd like to find someone, I can still be on some dating apps. So it's not just Instagram. I can keep my photos somewhere else. Why not? There is Facebook still. I can chat. Will be on Facebook, not on Instagram.
Hmm. So you said something interesting then. Maybe I'm overinterpreting, but I heard you say you've still got dating apps. Does that mean that Instagram, do you view Instagram as kind of like a dating app? Is that a fair?
I saw that for men. Some men I know, uh, in my circles, they kind of look for girls on the Instagram, and sorry, on Tinder. They find girls on Tinder, and girls on Tinder they have their link to their Instagram under their pictures, and then guys subscribe to those girls on Instagram and text them on Instagram. Those girls usually do not subscribe back, do not follow guys back, and that's how they meet. And I saw some guys just adding a crazy amount of girls on Instagram. That's how they think. I actually saw it. So for some guys, yeah, it's more for guys. Guys follow girls on Instagram and then text them.
And then they meet these girls or not?
I'm not sure. I'm
Yeah.
not a guy. I saw that from guys. I know some guys date this way, and some guys texted me on Instagram and just followed me for some reason. I didn't know those guys, it happened more than once, definitely, like a lot of
Hmm.
times.
Okay. So is that an avenue that you're open to, or that's a bit weird, or what do you think about that kind of stuff?
I think it's a bit to me. Subconsciously, I think it's a bit desperate when a guy is doing it. One thing is when you're both on a dating app and you ask each other, you like each other, and then when a guy is following some girl he doesn't know, and she's not even on any dating apps, and to me, it's kind of desperate. And then you look at the amount of his friends, and he has maybe 100 people who follow him, and there is like 2,000 girls he's following. I saw that. Yeah.
Interesting. So you would open it. You'd open it and just see who's this guy, who's this random direct message.
I could chat with the person. I'm quite an open person, so if some stranger texts me, I'm okay about replying. But I think on average, girls won't reply.
So what I'm seeing a lot in Belarus, not just it's everywhere, but Belarus as well, this increasing disconnect between men and women. I think even well, certainly in the West, there's some kind of negativity there. Some, I guess, I don't know, even some resentment, confusion, and being annoyed with each other. What do you think is going on there? What's going on between men and women, and what's going on in Belarus? Because lots of people are single in Belarus. Why aren't people getting together? What do you think?
Oh well, some men aren't looking for a relationship, or they're looking for some ideal woman. I know some men at work, at work who were quite in their let's say 50s, late 50s, and they were single, and they told me that they were looking for a perfect woman for a relationship, but they never found the one. They had some casual relationships, of course, but never serious relationship. Other people didn't know about those relationships, and they were looking for a perfect partner. I think that's the reason. I think any man and any woman can find a partner if the person dates down, and if a person wants to date up and have some unusual standards, then that's more difficult, of course.
Oh man, I want to explore this dating up and dating down. All right. So basically, you think that people are not getting together because their expectations are unrealistic. Is that reasonable?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And do you think that both men and women are doing this, or is it more men or more women, or what do you think across the whole of the country?
I think both. But I know some people who are always in a relationship. I do have friends like that, both men and women, and they just look for a good partner, but they don't look for something unrealistic. And yeah, there are those people who are forever single. I think they have unrealistic expectations.
Interesting. Do you think that that is increasing in Belarus? Do you think over time people are getting more and more unrealistic expectations, or do you think it's been the same for 50 years?
I think same. I think there is less and less society pressure on getting married, and people want to enjoy life for a bit longer. Um, you know, I see lots of young people, for example, in a house where I live. I live in a flat, but yeah, there are lots of flats in my house, and uh, yeah, in my building, and I see lots of young men and women dating casually, living together, very young. So I think people want to live for themselves for longer before having a traditional family. I think it's going to be a trend.
So more kind of less formal relationships. You mean like more casual relationships? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. I think younger people are more and more into more casual relationships, but not too casual, of course, but a bit more casual. But I see so many couples. I walk down the street in my house. There are, if it's a man or a woman, it's almost always they walk as a couple down the street. I see so many couples, truly.
Interesting. So, what advice? Because I mean, my channel, I guess it's like a culture channel slash dating slash look at Belarus. It's kind of interesting channel. But then I also run this kind of dating consultancy behind that. So a lot of guys that come to me are either frustrated or fed up or can't meet girls or just a various arrangement of problems. What advice would you give for guys who are wanting to date? I guess in general, but more specifically in Belarus, what advice would you give to guys wanting to approach this area?
I think it's better to say from the start that he's looking for a wife and for a serious relationship that will lead to marriage. And lots of girls get into it. I think lots of girls are going to be okay. He's a serious guy. He's not like some other guys, on the internet. And I think it will be a plus for a guy if he says it. Something like I'm looking for a girlfriend and a wife in future.
Okay, so if you have serious intentions, actually put those out there because a lot
Yeah,
of guys don't do that.
I yeah, I know guys who told it straightforward, and they found the girl quite quickly, I think. But there were, guys who girls like, normal average guys, not very rich or not very handsome, but just nice guys, and they didn't have problems. They went single for too long after seeing this.
Okay, good. So be honest about your intentions.
Yeah.
And what else in terms of, I don't know, the dating process or what to look for in a girl? What else could you suggest to guys out there?
Uh, Also ask a girl about her goals, her intentions, and to see if he likes a girl, to be kind of when you're to be friends with a girl, to be nice with a girl, yeah, to tell her about your intentions, kind of to take care of a girl. Um, Kind of sometimes, if a girl likes it, buy her flowers, for example. Go out. When you start living together, then be the kind of partner any girl would like to live with. It doesn't matter. It may be an American girl, whatever, just any girl, caring, attentive, loyal, and so on. I think it's everyone knows how to be a good partner. You just need to work on yourself.
You need to work on yourself. So you're saying, in your opinion, being good at a relationship is a reflection of your own capabilities or inclinations or abilities?
Uh, yeah, for example, if you have some bad personal qualities, for example, the guy is very lazy and he doesn't want to work. He so in playing computer games the entire day. Of course, girls obviously don't like, and so he works on himself. He wants to be a girl. It's just an example. So we all have negative qualities, and we work on them because we know it's a bad thing in the relationship. But the problem is guys sometimes mask their bad qualities at the start of the relationship, and then after people get married, those qualities show up. You shouldn't do it. You should be at the same time, you should tell the truth, but also if you know you can work on this bad quality in yourself, work on it in marriage, in a long-term relationship.
Good. All right. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to say to the gentlemen watching? I mean, it's 95% men, and probably 90% of those are foreigners, either in Belarus or wanting to come to Belarus. Is there any message you want to give to them?
Yeah, just come, enjoy the place, and look for your person at the same time, but don't press on yourself. Just enjoy everything, enjoy conversations, enjoy people. And if you enjoy it, you will keep doing it. And if you don't enjoy it, you will stop doing it.
Good. All right, Diana, thank you very much for your time. Much appreciated.
Thank you for your time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.